Okay, so I decided I would make this video as soon as I got back from my run, so you could see me in all my wondrous glory after running. This is what you really look like after you run a half marathon. I have a few words that come to mind right now, but one of them is pain and agony and blisters. But yeah, I finished, but it wasn't a good run at all, because at around mile 6 or so, well, there was someone in our group that needed to take a bathroom break, and she was afraid of getting left behind, and our pace group leader was like, you can catch up to the group, no big deal. She wouldn't do it. So I decided, her and I are pretty fast in the group. We're two of the fastest people in the group. So we're like, no big deal. I'll go with you to the bathroom, which veers off a little bit off the course, and because they didn't have porta potties set up or anything like that. And we'll catch up with the group. I really didn't know that she was going to take so long. She must have had some issues. So we were there for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes at the bathroom break. And then we had to catch up to our group. So what happened was, we're sprinting ahead, and I don't know what I did. I don't know, but I don't know if some of you who watched me last year know that I injured my hamstring really bad and I had to pull out of the races or from my running groups. I re-injured it really bad. I mean, I heard it pop. I mean, it just, my whole leg almost gave out, and I knew instantly what it was. And I was stopping, and I was trying to run through the pain. I mean, it was pretty severe. And on top of everything, we had to make up a lot of time by catching up with our group. And I couldn't do it, and so I literally broke down and cried with this girl. And the pain was probably more intense than any surgery that I've ever had. It was bad. And I cried like I don't think I've cried in a really long time, or ever. And she kept trying to have someone come and pick me up, and I didn't want to give up. I was like, I don't want to stop. I want to finish the race. And then I was also thinking, like, what am I going to tell the YouTube people? That I quit? So, anyways, I had a lot of reasons for finishing, but it was probably stupid. What I did was probably stupid. And, so I continued to run. It took us, we left our group at mile 5. We did not catch up with our group until just before mile 10. That's how long it took us to catch up with our group, a little 5-minute break. It was horrible. It was horrible. I broke down several times, crying, screaming, pain, almost thinking about quitting, and mentally it was hard as well. And finally I had to tell my group to go ahead without me. I just couldn't. I knew I was keeping them back, and they were trying to do all these like cheerings and these songs to keep me motivated. It was hard. And as I saw them like way ahead of me, then I started to break down even more, because I know it wasn't about like, time and finishing in a time, but mentally it was really a hard place for me to be. So I was running by myself and see my group so far up ahead that I'll never catch them. My entire body was cramping up and in so much pain. And then I saw my husband walking back to get me, because of course he had finished like an hour before then. And then I started crying again. And he helped me, pretty much held my hand while I finished. the last, I would say, the last half a mile, maybe, or a mile. Because at that point I really couldn't even run. I could just walk. I was limping and crying. And so people must have been like, what's wrong with this freak? It's like, the race is making her so emotional. She's really upset she got a really awful time. No, it was really bad. So I finished and I got this, my medal. Let me see if you can see it. Fleet Feet, Martin County's Halloween, what does that say? Half marathon. And I was number 285, if you want to check my times. But, one thing that was neat is, back behind here, I have these little pockets. And so I got to hold my, my iPod back there, which I needed. But anyways, so I finished. My time was really bad. I finished 3 hours, 9 minutes, I think. I don't remember. Something like that. And I was supposed to finish at around 2 hours, let's say 40. So, but that was definitely due to the injury, and probably one of the hardest things I've done. And at this point, I don't feel like I'm ever going to run another day in my life. I'm in so much pain and agony, and I hurt so bad. Yes, I did it, but I probably injured myself for life because my legs no longer work. But half marathon. I had another girlfriend of mine who fell, and she had bariatric surgery as well. And her and I at the end were like hugging each other and crying, blubbering, tears coming down. Did you ever think that we would ever be able to finish a half marathon? Because, you know, hey, I wouldn't even participated in volunteering at the water stops back then. Because, you know, I would have had people coming by going, I think you need to be running this race. But yeah, in many ways, it was a wonderful thing, and I'm glad that I finished. And it is amazing that I finished a half marathon, but right now I'm just a little overwhelmed with being hurt and not getting a good time, and I think I need some rest. So, just letting you guys know I made it. Bye.